I just had a student want to learn Taking Care of Business. Bachman Turner Overdrive. It's something like a C, B flat, F, sort of a. So it's C, B flat, F, and C. C is at the 8th fret, 8 and 10. It's a power chord. Going to add the pinky on the beat at the 12th fret. Something like that. Some sort of rock and roll rhythm. It's not quite. It's got a little funk in it, like. Then the B flat's the same thing, just a 6 and an 8. Pinky comes down on the 10 on the beat. Then you got to flip up to your F, which is your on the 5th string, 8 and 10. Oops. And your pinky hits the 12 on the 4th string on the beat. I mean, you can kind of vary it and kind of mess around, just as long as you stay. Let's just check a metronome. I wonder where we're at for time on that. Like if you go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, around 120. Try that, 120. Just as long as you keep that beat. If you vary it a little bit, I don't think anything will happen too bad. Just as long as you keep that song moving along. Don't speed up, don't slow down. Now when the leads come in, it's sort of like a. Okay, so that's pretty standard kind of blues, R&B stuff. So the first thing you're hitting is double 12s. My cat's hitting the keyboard here. So double 12s, ring and pinky on the 3rd and 1st strings, 12th fret. And you got to mute everything except those 2 strings. So you're getting a G and an E, but you got to mute everything else. So you're going to get, again, muting, but don't mute these 2. And then you slide down, so it's like a down, up, down, up, down. Duck-a-duck-a-doo. Okay. That's based off of a C. Then your B flat. That's your ring finger laying flat at the 8th fret on the 2nd and 3rd strings. And then your index lays flat on the 6th fret of the 2nd and 3rd strings. But you hammer on to the 7th fret. And then 8, 6, 8 on the 4th string. So put those together, you got. Might slide down there, and then that's an F chord, double 10s on the 4th and 2nd strings. I use ring and pinky. My index might kind of lay flat or be on the 3rd string, 8th fret. Just as long as I mute all the other strings, and I just want, mainly trying to get the 2 10th fret notes, the C and A notes. So put it together, you got. And then it's like the first riff down here. Only it's up here. at this, playing over a C chord, double tens, double eights, and hammer onto the 9, and then 10, 8, 10. So yeah, man, I auditioned for a band in Minneapolis in 1990. I think it was January or December. My agent called me, and I was sitting in my parents' basement. My previous road gig had fallen apart, so I was just sitting in the basement like, oh man, I got nothing. And the phone rang, and I picked up. He goes, Brook, Jan Olson, professional musicians referral service calling. Call Deacon Dark in Minneapolis. I'm like, Deacon Dark in Minneapolis. I was interested because I was really into like the Replacements, Prince, Husker Du, any sort of Minneapolis. Minneapolis was hot at the time for music. This was 1990, and well, it was kind of hot. And I was really intrigued, so I'm like, Deacon Dark from Minneapolis. So next day, I had my interview. He asked me what I look like. I said, well, I'm about 5'6", blonde hair. I'm not horribly obese. And he said, what do you wear? I said, leather jacket, t-shirt, Levi's. He's like, okay. He goes, do you like girls? I'm like, yeah. He goes, do you like to party? I'm like, yeah, I can hang. And then he goes, all right, come on up. And I'm like, okay. I came up like the next day or something, drove up to Minneapolis. He goes, now follow me. We're going to go north. I'm like, north? Where? And we went way up north from there, past Lake Malek to Audition, meet the rest of the band. These guys were all laying around just completely out of it. And I'm like, I'm here to jam. And these guys were like, oh. They were burnt. I think it was a Sunday. And then we went down the basement and we ran through Taking Care of Business. You know, remember, I'm expecting like Prince or the Replacements. I'm like, that song? And these guys were just like, they were burned out. And I'm like, I'll try it for a couple of weeks. And I went out and played. And oh my God, I had so much fun. I kind of joined up and played. Ended up playing with them for about 9 months, I think. But soon, within a month, I was laying on that couch like a zombie, man. These guys were so much fun. I just was out of it. We would stay up all night and we had a big network of, they had all these friends, you know, they're coming and going, and I was meeting all these people and going to all these towns. You play 6 nights a week. Man, I was burned out. But I played that song every night for like, except maybe Sundays, for about 9 months. And we never changed the set list. We never rehearsed. It was just, I just showed up and played the gig with no rehearsal. Oh my God, it was really fun. I go, man, I am paying my dues. But the funny thing, that road band before I was in paid $350 a week. I thought, man, cash. That was a lot of money in 1990, plus free rooms. These guys, sometimes a room, sometimes not. You made about somewhere from $75 to $112 a week. I'm like, you're kidding, right? So it's super starvation. So anyway, this song triggers that little story. So it's really fun to be poor, actually it was. And all I had was my guitar, my amp. I had one pick that I kept for like 9 months, and it was worn down to just a little tiny piece of plastic, man. I remember sitting in my Toyota Celica. I had a loaf of bread, a jar of peanut butter, and like an apple. I'm like, all right, 12 hours till gig time. Sitting out in some frozen park, you know, just like, I was basically living in my car. But sometimes I'd stay at their house, or, you know, sometimes we had hotels. But a lot of times, I don't know where we stayed. It was just like, it was rough. But anyway, that's what that song means to me. So it brings back that whole, you know, it was hysterical to me. But so I just taught that to a kid, and I had to tell him the story. So anyway, let's play it one more time. We intro. So it's like taking care of business. When I see that on the set list, I just go. And whatever. From there, I just make it up, you know. Who cares? Just have fun with it. All right. That's it. That's all I know about that. Thanks.